Welcome to WQLN Homeroom. My name is Miss Julie, and I am so excited to teach you about opposites attract today. My lesson today is about magnets. Come with me. I am going to read you a story about magnets. What is a magnet and what does it do? We're going to find out in this story. It's called Mickey's Magnet. It is by Franklin M. Branley and Eleanor K. Vaughan. And the pictures are by Crockett Johnson. Mickey's Magnet. Here is Mickey looking at a picture book. He hears his mother speaking. She wants a box of pins. Mickey leaves his book and gets the box of pins. He runs to give them to his mother. Whoops! He trips on the rug. The pins scatter all over the floor, some in the cracks, some on the rug, and some on the big blue chair. What a mess! Mickey starts to pick them up. 1 pin, 2 pins, 3 at a time. This is slow work. Perhaps a spoon would be quicker. 1 spoonful, 2 spoonfuls. Oh, it's not much quicker. Let's see what happens. Maybe a horseshoe magnet will help. Mickey looks up. His father hands him something heavy. This could help? But how? Would it push the pins into a pile? Well, he'd try it and see. Wow! The pins are all over the ends of the magnet. He doesn't even have to push them together. Wow! Here you are, he says to his mother, and he shakes the magnet. A few pins fall into his mother's lap. The others hang onto the magnet. He has to pull them off. This is fun. He'll go get some more. He rubs the magnet over the rug. He moves it along the crack in the floor. He pushes it across the big blue chair. Now he has all the pins. He fills up the box again. He'd like to keep on spilling them, but his mother needs her pins. He sees her sewing basket. It is full of things. Scissors and buttons, needles and thread, a plastic thimble, a bunch of hooks. He pushes the magnet into the basket. Up come the scissors and needles and the hooks. But no buttons, no thread, no thimble. The magnet seems to pick up only metal. He takes the scissors, needles, and hooks and looks around for other things to pick up. He tries a china cat, a small glass dish, a piece of silver paper, and a smooth round stone. The magnet picks up none of them. He'd better look for something else. Well, what can he find in the kitchen? A bent bottle cap, a piece of white soap, and a nice shiny penny. How about that rubber bone on the floor beside Rusty's bowl? Mickey squats down. He drops everything. Oh, plop goes the bottle cap. Plop goes the penny right into the water. Well, perhaps the magnet will lift them out. Up comes the bottle cap, but not the penny. He tries again. Still no penny. He has to take it out with his fingers. The magnet won't even pick it up from his hand. Magnets won't pick up pennies, dry or wet. But aren't pennies made of metal? Mickey can't understand, but his father will know. Together they try a dime, a quarter, an aluminum candy dish. A magnet attracts only iron and steel. It won't pick up other metals, says his father. Mickey touches the magnet to a painted wooden horse. Nothing happens. How about a lead soldier? No iron or steel there. He's learning. He sits down to play with his collection. First, he picks up the needle with a magnet. A pin is hanging from the needle. The needle must be magnet too. He pulls the needle off the magnet. Down drops the pin. He tries to pick it up with the needle. Nothing happens. So now it isn't a magnet. Again, he picks up the needle with the magnet and touches the pin. The needle picks up the pin. Look, he says to his father, sometimes the needle is a magnet. Yes, father says, and watch this. Mickey counts as his father rubs a needle along the horseshoe magnet 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. He's rubbing the needle on the magnet. Now the needle picks up the pin. A magnet, cries Mickey. It picks up the pin. I want to make a magnet too. He takes another needle. He rubs it and rubs it and rubs it, always in the same direction, along the horseshoe magnet. It works! Look, I made a magnet. He runs to his mother. Oh, there goes the box of pins all over the floor again. And do you suppose Mickey is going to have a lot of fun picking those pins up again with his magnet? Let's find out more about magnets, okay? Come with me. Now we're going to do a fun activity with magnets. And it's called What is Going to Stick? You can try this at home too with a lot of things. I tried to pick some things that you might use in school. And I made a worksheet. Can you see the worksheet? It has items listed over here. And then you're going to make choices about, did it stick? Yes. Or it didn't stick? No. And then we're just going to fill it in, okay? We were doing this today in my class. Can you tell we started? Here we go. We're going to pick, the first item on the list is a pipe cleaner. And I put a whole bunch of them together just to make it fun because it's so colorful, right? What do you think? Do you think the magnet is going to stick to the pipe cleaner? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. I brought actually something for some of you to answer if you don't have a voice. I wanted to show you this. This is called a twin talk, and you can use this when there's choice of 2 things that you might say. And this is so perfect, yes and no. That's perfect to have them together because there's a lot of questions that you can answer yes or no, right? So this is pretty handy, and you can show your grown-ups this. So let me show you how it works. You record your voice in there, and
No.
I said no, and
Yes.
yes, and there's the words no and yes. So we're going to use this during the activity too. Here we go. Pipe cleaner. What do you think? Let's see. We're going to get this out of the way so you can see. Here we go. It's stuck. You know why? Because it has metal in it. Did you know that? Yes. Well, when we read that story, it talked about the magnets and how it sticks to metal. Well, it has metal in here, and that's why you can twist it and bend it. See? That's the metal doing that. So the magnet sticks to it. So that is a yes. I'm going to put a yes. I'm going to put a yellow yes on our worksheet, okay? Here we go. The next item is a penny. And if you listened to the story, you're going to know, yes, I think I heard some of you, it will not stick to a penny. No, it doesn't. So that is a
No.
no. And the pipe cleaner?
Yes.
Yes, it did. So let's fill that in. We're going to say no. The next item on here is a paper clip. You see these in school, right? Here we go. Let's see. What do you think? I heard you.
Yes. Yes.
Let's find out. It did. Look at that. It picked it right up. This is a paper clip, and it is made of metal. So that is yes.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, moving on. What about this crayon? Do you think a crayon has metal in it? Okay, I'm hearing some of you yelling out, no, it's made of wax. Let's see. Nope. Nope, the magnet does not pick up the crayon. No, it doesn't. So we're going to put on our worksheet, no, we're filling it in with a bingo dauber, see? All right, the next item on here is a rubber band. What do you think about the rubber band? Really? You think? Let's see. Oh, no, it's not sticking. Nope. No.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
It does not stick, so we're going to say no. No. All right, our next item are staples. So these are staples that you put inside a stapler and use a stapler with, okay? What do you think about the stapler? Staples that go in the stapler. Yeah, I think you're catching on.
Yes.
It is made of metal. Right, so watch how fun this is. Watch this. Oh my goodness. Look, they kind of came apart, didn't they? The magnet, oh, look at that. The magnet picked all those up and kind of broke them apart, didn't it? Yay! So we're going to put
Yes.
yes. Yes, that answer is yes. Okay, what about the scissors that you use? Can a magnet pick those up? I don't know. Let's see. Are you ready? I hear some of you.
Yes.
I hear you, a lot of you saying yes, because I think you're seeing the metal that is on the scissors, right? Let's see. Oh, there it is. That's so cool, isn't it? There it is. The magnet sticks to the scissors because the scissors are metal.
Yes.
Yes, it does. So we're going to put yes. And we found out 9 items that you can either stick or not stick to a magnet. Why don't you try some more at home with your magnet, okay? There's our worksheet. We're all done. And that was fun. Hi, I want to show you something so much fun that you can do with a magnet and paint. And I'm going to show you what you need. We need just some paint, any colors. So I have yellow and orange and purple and green. You can choose any colors you want. You also need something like this, a plastic container. That would be perfect. You also need a piece of white paper, and you need scissors because you want to cut the paper to fit into the bottom of your container. And when I cut this, I'll need to tape it down because I want it to stay still inside. You also need things like washers, screws, nails, little things like this that are metal. You can get this from a grown-up. Probably there might be a workbench that you can find some nails and screws and washers and bolts. Anything like that. That's made of metal. It's very important that it's made of metal. You'll need a magnet. I have 4 magnets. They're all sticking together. Can you see that? They all are sticking together. And look, I'll show you. It picks up my scissors. How about that? Isn't that cool? All right, so that's all you need. So let's get started. I'm going to just measure this and cut my paper. So I just place it in the bottom and I fold it. And I see, look, there's the line that I need to cut. So it fits right in the bottom. So that's why I need the scissors, and I'm cutting the paper. Let's see how that is. Ooh, that fits really nice, doesn't it? The next thing I want to do is I want to use some tape, and I'm just going to put some little tape donuts. Did you ever make a tape donut? You fold one side and fold the other so it hits the other side, and look, it's a little tape donut. And you can place it right there, and it's sticky on both sides, so it sticks to the paper, and it's going to stick to my container. So I'm going to put one on each corner like that, and I'm going to stick it down into my container. Ooh, it's already sticking really nice. And press it down. All right, now I have my container, and my paper is all stuck on the bottom. The next thing I need is I need to put a little drops of paint on my paper. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to put little drops of paint. I'm going to use yellow here, little bit of there, little, yeah, some yellow, and here's some orange. I'll put a little bit of orange in there. Just a little bit, like, see what I'm doing? Okay. Let's put some purple in there. And like I said, you can use any colors you want. So I'm just going to put little dots of paint in the container on top of my paper. Check it out. How about that? All right, so the next step is I'm going to put 1 or 2 of my metal pieces in the container, anywhere. Just pop. Now, this is the fun part. Watch what this magnet does. I'm going to pick my container up, and I'm going to put the magnet under the container, and I'm going to try to connect the metal piece with my magnet. And I'm going to move the metal piece across the paper. Do you see what's happening? It picked up the other part as 2 pieces of metal I'm moving in my container to make a picture. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen? I'm going to bring it, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to bring it over this way and here. And I think it would be fun to put more metal pieces in. What do you think? I'm going to put some nails in there and screws, and here we go. I think they're all going to stick together. What do you think? And they're going to make a real cool picture. Look at this, guys. Isn't that the coolest? I love what this magnet is doing. It's making the metal move across the paper and make a painting. Isn't that the greatest? Yes, and now I'm going to take my magnet away and take my metal pieces and pour them off. And check it out. I can take my paper out when it dries. What do you think? Isn't that the coolest? That's my art piece made with magnet and metal. And you can find this idea on WQLN.org. Let's sing a song that teaches you some facts about magnets. It goes like this, and when you learn it, sing with me, okay? Ready? Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. Remember, I said I wanted to do the lesson on magnets because they do. The magnets are opposites that attract. And we're going to find out more facts about magnets. The first fact is that a magnet has a north and south pole. Can you say that with me? North and south pole. All right, there's a fact. Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. Let's find out another fact. Here we go. Well, what does this mean? Well, the north pole of one of the magnets and the other north pole of the other magnet, if you try to put them together, they don't go together. They repel. Can you say that word with me? Repel. And if you put the north pole of one magnet and the south pole of one magnet together, they go together. They attract. The words are repel and attract. Maybe we can do this with our hands. Are you ready? Repel, push away, and attract. Put your hands up against your body. That's attract. Ready? Repel, attract, repel, attract. That's another fact about magnets. Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. There they are, the opposites attract. Let's see what else there is to find out about magnets. No way. Did you know that our Earth that we live on is a magnet? Yes, it has an iron core inside that is a magnet. It has a north and a south pole. Something that you're learning today. Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. This is fun. I want to find out more about magnets. Really? This is interesting. So if you take a magnet and you cut it in half, does it still have a north and south pole? Yes, it does. And then if you take it again and cut them again, does it still have a north and south pole? Yes, you're just making more magnets. If you cut them in half, it still works the same. Another great fact. Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. Let's find out more. Here we go. Do you know what this is? This is really fun. This is a compass. A compass helps people find directions. And it is a magnet, yes. And it always points to the north. So it attracts with the Earth's south and north poles. And it will tell us where north is. Yes, and you know what? You can ask your grown-up to find their compass on their phone. I'm going to show you mine. Here's my compass on the phone. And it's pointing, see the red? It's pointing to the lake, which is north. And if I move, it's going to keep pointing to the lake, which is north. So you'll always know, if you have a compass, where north is. Isn't that amazing? If you get lost in the woods, it would be so awesome to have a compass, because it tells you which way north is, and it works because it's a magnet. The magnet attracts with the Earth, which is another magnet. Isn't that the coolest? Another fact about magnets. Let's find out more. Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. So, anyway, let's see what's next. Oh, one fun fact. Did you know magnets could be any shape or size? They could be any shape or size. Can you see all the different sizes and shapes here? Yep, and they still work the same. Another fact that we know now about magnets. And let's do one more, okay? Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. Did you know that you have magnets in your home? Yes, you do. There are magnets in stereo speakers. There are magnets in televisions, magnets in refrigerators, and there's magnets in computers. How about that? So there are different things in your home that have magnets. Magnets, magnets, tell me all the facts. We will find out more about why opposites attract. And we sure found out a lot of great facts about magnets. I hope that was fun for you. Attract, repel, attract, repel, attract. I hope you had fun learning about magnets today. My name is Miss Julie. Keep reading, keep learning, and keep watching WQLN PBS, where learning is brought to life. We'll see you next time.